And welcome back to Smooth Jazz on GJRB Online on Spreaker across America. And glad you could be with me this afternoon. We got some great smooth jazz, back-to-back favorites. New emerging artists, too, by the way. Play a lot of that here. And one of the emerging artists that we've had on here for quite some time is a selection we played about a couple hours ago that was a great version of Earth, Wind, and Fire's song, and absolutely fabulous. This guy has been one of our newest artists on the GJRB list for smooth jazz, and he does great covers of songs and some originals too. This guy's name is Benny Sudden. This is called In the Stone on Smooth Afternoon. Oh yeah, there you go. Some new music there from Benny Sudden on GJRB Online. That's a track called In the Stone. Yeah, it's good. I like that. It's new music there for you from here on GJRB Online. Boy, that's a neat piece of music. I like that. It's going to be here. You'll be hearing that quite a bit here on GJRB Online as we bring you new emerging artists and new songs and new selections all the time here on GJRB Online. Smooth afternoon. Good afternoon with me, Gary J. Russin, with you here on March 1st, 2019. And yep, the first day of the first month of spring, which is in about a few weeks. It should be getting there, the first day of spring. I think that's the 21st. I think it is. Not sure. I'll have to look that up. But I think it's like around the 21st or so of March will be the first day of spring. And I know we changed the time here not too long from now. We go to daylight savings time, but I'll have to look that one up too. So anybody who knows for sure right off the bat, just give me a call here at the Sprinkler Studios. And always nice to get informed. Because sometimes I don't even remember. Anyway, got a lot of good stuff here. Beautiful day today. Finally, I think we're getting above zero. It's finally looking a little better than it has been for quite some time. And I think we're going to get some decent weather for a change. Sunshine, temperatures in the getting above zero. And it's a nice turn. I know I take the dog out before I go on the air here, and I heard what sounded like robins chirping. I mean, you can hear a sound of spring there. It's absolutely fabulous. I don't know in your area, but I know here in Clinton, Iowa, I've been hearing a lot of robins stirring up there, so it's a good sign that we're finally getting into that spring season we're so looking forward to. Know that for sure. I know I've been getting tired of this weather, haven't you? It's been really, really nasty lately. And, bummer and all that good stuff. So, well, let's hope it gets better. Right now, let's take a look at that weather. Doesn't sound like it from this standpoint. I like some of the photos you guys have been sending me. Matter of fact, on Facebook, I saw a video, which I thought was kind of cute. It shows the groundhog, and there's a picture of him, and it shows him saying with a bunch of snow, "I lied," and it's funny. I like it. It's pretty good, I think that we're getting to a point where we're starting to see some light at the end of the terminal cold, dreary snow tunnel here, but we still have a major storm on the rise. Hazards of impact much of the country this weekend. Powerful system over the eastern Pacific will take aim at California and to the Great Basin to deliver some heavy rain and extremely heavy mountain snow on Saturday, and then the system will then quickly shift to the eastern two-thirds of the country for threats of ranging from snow to heavy rain to severe thunderstorms. And we'll take a look at some of the areas impacted in this. I'm looking at the weather map right now. Some purples, some pinks, and some greens, which are telling me some really nasty weather in certain parts of the country. We'll take a look at weather in your neck of the woods coming up within the hour. So be aware of that. We're just going to, we're inching towards spring, but, it can't happen fast enough for me. I mean, we've been really getting the really nasty weather lately, and it's been a bummer because I like the, winter's okay, but, and Blake was on a while back with us here about a couple hours ago, and he likes that cold weather. He likes that snow on the ground. He likes that, but and that's good. I mean, fine, that's great. But I enjoy the nice warm weather of spring too. I do. I really enjoy my spring weather. So please bring me spring. I need it. Anyway, we got some more great smooth jazz coming up here. Got some new emerging artists, some really good sounds for you here on GJRB Online here on Spreaker. So if you'll stay with me throughout the afternoon for the best in smooth jazz, smooth afternoon here on GJRB Online here on Spreaker. And thank you so much for sticking by and enjoying the music with us here on GJRB Online. Getting into all that great smooth jazz in the afternoon. There's Gary Fuston now. Just think about it. New emerging artist, smooth jazz, the latest on Smooth Afternoon.
You're listening to Smooth.
Whoops. From the GJRB News Desk, I'm Gary J. Russell. Here's some of the stories we're covering for you in the newsroom right now. There are two more candidates that put their hats in the ring for president. Former Colorado Governor Ken Hickenlooper, who's put his name in, and also an announcement he'll make his announcement next Thursday, and Governor Jay Inslee also making an informal statement at a recent event. Vice President Mike Pence also criticizing the Democrats for their annual conservative conference, saying that members, many support the socialist movement, but that's not what they're calling it. He says that if the country becomes socialist, it won't be the United States anymore. Details on these stories coming up throughout the afternoon. Next update at 3 o'clock when news breaks. Bottom of the top of the clock, I'm Gary J. Russell with this GJRB News Update. And this is Smooth Afternoon here on GJRB Online. Hope you're enjoying the program wherever you're listening to it across America and around the world. Got some great music for you, new emerging artists, smooth jazz, and a lot of really good stuff in the mix here this afternoon for you to enjoy. And of course, we'll have weather on the 5s, 25 and 45. We'll take a look at some of your temperatures across America as we continue our smooth afternoon here on GJRB Online, here on Spreaker, across America and around the world, wherever you're listening to GJRB Online. And let's see, we got a lot of really good stuff coming up, so I hope you'll stay with me for the best in smooth jazz here on GJRB Online, here on Spreaker. And I thought I had my next song ready, and I don't. Oh, as I thought I did. Okay, I'm going to flip over to that, and we'll pick up another song here from the list. So we're going to pull up what I had on there and put in another song. Okay, so yeah, here it is. That's what it was. Couldn't remember what it was, but here it is. This is Smooth Afternoon on GJRB. I'm Gary J. Russin. Thanks for listening.
You're listening to Smooth Afternoon with Gary Russin on GJRB.
Yeah, fabulous. That's Slippery Slide. New music there for you from Larry Ludwig. Our Smooth Afternoon. Before that, classic Sexuette. One we played quite a bit a long time. It's one of my favorite jazz pieces called Harlem Nocturne, which absolutely is one of my all-time favorites. It was done by many, many jazz composers. Absolutely fabulous piece of music. It was used in the TV series Mike Hammer. And great piece of music. One of my all-time favorite jazz pieces. Love it. And we got some more smooth jazz coming your way on a beautiful sunny afternoon here in Clinton, Iowa, in the Midwest, in the heart of America. And we got some more great music coming your way. Hope you'll stay with me for smooth jazz and smooth afternoon here on Spreaker. And if you like our program, drop me a line. Love to hear from you. If you're in the chat room, we had earlier today we were running some automated jazz, and Blake Myers dropped in and said hi from Boone, Iowa. So thank you so much for dropping in. Hope you'll come in later and listen to some more jazz and have a chat with us a little bit. If you are listening anywhere in America, we've got a few really good ones, and I hope that I hope you'll stay with me. So right now, though, why don't we just take a look at weather on the 5? Sounds good to me, right? Yeah, why don't we just take a look at what's going on weather-wise across America? Take a look at some temperatures in America right now. Let's take a look. Right now, Minneapolis, Minnesota, 20 degrees right now. You guys are standing at 20. And 36 degrees in Grand Rapids, Michigan. And same in Fairbanks, Alaska right now. My wife and I were watching this videos of these great family out there, fabulous family called the Summers, and absolutely great video. And they're out of Fairbanks, so we thought we'd do their weather today. 20 degrees right now for you guys. You have winds gusting at 1 mile per hour. I don't believe that, but it's according to the Weather Underground at the Town Site Station. Okay, so we have that. Looking at the radar this time, it's clear pretty much throughout Fairbanks, Fort Wainwright, and the area. Let's see, we have here your barometric pressure standing at 30.38 inches of mercury. You have visibility of 10 miles, 12 degrees on your dew point, 56% relative humidity. So you're looking good there. Let's take a look at your forecast today. 0% chance of precipitation in the sunny skies, 26 for a high, winds light and variable. Tonight you're looking at 10% precipitation. Yeah, say that right, Gary. Clear, low about -4. Winds light and variable. And then tomorrow, 10% chance of precipitation, mostly sunny, and 21 degrees. And take a look at that weather for your area. And we'll take a look at weather in different parts of the country are affected by a lot of weather. And some of the areas, including light snow and predicted over. We'll take a look at California and take a look at your weather coming up next. You have pretty rounds of some precipitation, some ice jams. Also increasing, but the Lake Michigan, highest accumulation near Lake Michigan right now, rounds of periods of snow. So we'll take a look at Lake Michigan coming up all in the next 45 minutes or so. Weather on the 5s, 25 and 45 on all music shows. Weather on the 5s at 25 and 55 on all talk shows on GJRB. Glad you could be with me today. Gary Rustin here with you on GJRB Online. We're doing it. We have about 14 minutes left to go. We're doing well over 46 minutes of non-stop smooth jazz for you this afternoon on a Friday. Back-to-back smooth jazz, a little bit of news. We'll have a sports page coming up next hour. And, of course, you give your weather forecast along the way, too. So keep it here on GJRB. Spreaker, and that's GJRB Online Network. I mean, we're just, I consider myself a network. I consider myself a radio network that kind of features some good stuff. And I've grazed some of my shows where to go syndicated, but I don't know, likely of that happening is very few and far between. But wouldn't it be nice if it was possible? But, that remains to be seen. Yeah, whatever the case. Anyway, glad you could be with us. We got some more great smooth jazz here on GJRB Online. These are new emerging artists we play, new jazz artist, potential one, and you can find a lot of these songs. I don't own the rights to them. They are found on SoundClick. It's SoundClick, SoundClick. And if you're a musician or artist that has your music on SoundClick, whether you be a jazz, rock, country, any kind of artist, and you're listening to like Up and Coming, which is going to come back this spring, and Gary J in the afternoon, you'll hear a lot of your songs played right here on GJRB. So, get your band together, record something real good, and let me know where you're at, and we'll play it on the air here on GJRB Online. This is Brian Chaney now. This is one we've had on for a while. Pretty good piece of music. It's called Sweet Street on Smooth Afternoon on GJRB. let's see if we can pronounce the name of that one. His name is John Patitucci. Pronounce it. And it's Puccini, I believe. It's Italian music there for you on GJRB Online. It's always fun trying to pronounce some of those Italian names, you know what I'm saying? Before that, Brian Chaney and Sweet Street. Smooth afternoon here on GJRB Online. Got some more smooth jazz coming your way here on Spreaker across America. Thanks a lot for tuning in. Hope you're enjoying the program wherever you're listening across America. Always playing the best in smooth jazz entertainment here on GJRB on Spreaker across America. And we got a lot of new music we're going to be promoting this hour. I got some new emerging artists from California, from Kentucky, I think even from across our shores. So don't be surprised if you don't hear some foreign act and some new emerging artists in there. Kind of throw a lot of really good stuff in there that you can enjoy, and play some really good jazz. And we got a lot of it here. Smooth afternoon here on Spreaker on a beautiful, somewhat sunny day today. Not too bad. It was kind of nice outside here at our Spreaker studios. We'll do weather on the 5s for Clinton, Iowa, coming up a little later on in the program. So tune in for that. And, of course, all over America on Spreaker. So we got some more areas to cover, a lot more land to cover. We got Michigan. We'll take a look at your weather and a whole other great parts of the country. Los Angeles, we'll go to California, up in the northern parts, southern parts, go to Arizona where the Cubs, yes, my favorite team, is in the Grapefruit League. All coming up next hour. It's 4 o'clock in the Central Time Zone right now, 5 o'clock Eastern Time, and it is 2 o'clock in the Pacific. And you've got GJRB Online on Spreaker across America. I'm Gary J. Rustin. Thanks a lot for tuning in to the program. Coming up next hour, D.E. Farmer, new emerging artist we've been playing here on GJRB Online with some new music. So keep it here on GJRB Online throughout the afternoon for the best in smooth jazz on Smooth Afternoon here on GJRB Online. Meanwhile, though, it is time to get in there and get ready for the news, and we have another news update here on GJRB Online here on Spreaker. Take a look at what's going on national in the news this hour from the GJRB news desk. So let's take a look at that right now. And here's what's going on in the news from the GJRB news desk. And at the top of the news this hour, it's been the big news coming up in this hour. Vice President Mike Pence has been criticizing Democrats. Yeah, he's been doing that. He was at a recent conference, for a Republican conference, and talked about how he feels that the Democrats think that socialism is so great that, he thinks that they think that it's so great, but really, he said, quote, if socialism ever takes over in this country, it will be the end of the United States of America as we know it. And he said that in a recent conference. Meanwhile, in other news, few governors put their hands in the ring and dived into the presidential poll. Former Colorado Governor Ken Heckenlooper is put his name in, according to an former informant. He is going to make that announcement on Thursday. Meanwhile, the Washington Governor Jay Inslee is also making an informal announcement at a recent rally.
It is time for our nation to set a new priority. So I am announcing today that I'm a candidate to become the next president of the United States.
He said that at a recent conference, stating that he wants to be president of the United States. So he's going to run for that office. It's going to be a very interesting. Matter of fact, coming up, I got the Gary Russell programs back next week, and I'll be talking about that. I think it's going to be real interesting come debate time when all these guys start putting their big campaigns up. But I want to hear more Republicans running for the office, too, as well. So we're going to talk more about that. Meanwhile, let's take a look at I'm going to refresh this and take a look at the Friday closing of the Dow Jones Industrial Average right now. So we're going to go into the stock market and take a look at Friday's closing. In Friday's closing, the Dow Jones Industrial Average closed 110 points. The NASDAQ closed 62, and the S&P closed at 19 points. This is GJRB News. And we'll be right back. I got some more smooth jazz coming up next, right here on GJRB Online on Spreaker across America after this